Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I grew up in a family of women. And when I say a family of women, I mean it. 3 sisters, my mother, my female cousins, my mother's friends and neighbors, and of course, my grandmother. Every day they spent hours talking about different topics, and I had the bad habit of eavesdropping. Other than hearing them speak about makeup, shoes, clothes, and sex, I can clearly remember that time when our neighbor came to our home with the pregnancy test. All the women were waiting for the result, and I was also waiting, but from the other room. Then I remember our neighbor shouting, almost in tears, "Oops, I'm pregnant, again!" But I couldn't ignore the reaction of my grandmother. She said, "You should be happy, dear. It is a blessing. Now you will have 6 children. Look at me, I have 7 children, and I am very happy." More kids mean more love, care, and happiness. Well, my grandmother made me realize that in some villages in Lebanon and other countries, there are a lot of large families, and having 6 children is normal and frequent. She opened my eyes to a very important problem, which is overpopulation. Actually, I was surprised to know that the world's population has increased from 1 billion in the year 1820 to become more than 6.79 billion in the year 2009, according to the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency's most recent fact book. These numbers made me visualize the future in a realistic manner. You see, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most important effects of overpopulation is the depletion of resources. When more people are present, the sources of energy, food, and water will become less available. Therefore, in the future, we might eventually attain the state of complete consumption of all the resources on our planet. We must find the right solutions for overpopulation before the effects become irreversible. For me, a pre-medical student, problems resemble inflammations, when you can easily see the symptoms, but you have to search vigorously for the causes. If you give solutions for the symptoms, for example, anti-inflammatory pills, then the solution wouldn't be efficient. However, if you kill the bacteria, for example, at the roots of this inflammation, only then you can get rid of the inflammation caused by this bacteria permanently. What I'm trying to say is that overpopulation is a huge inflammation, and one of the most important bacteria at the roots of it is the lack of education and awareness. Why I'm saying this? I'm saying this because based on the statistics of the CIA, we can see that countries in which illiteracy is highest are also densely overpopulated. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that it is not too late to surround the problem of overpopulation and to prevent its negative effects. Thus, the solutions I propose are education and awareness. First, governments should provide free and mandatory education to all. This education should target everyone and specifically women so that equality is promoted. It is only by empowering women that they will have a say in the number of children they want to have or not. Second, awareness campaigns should be organized to offer family planning education, which is recommended by the UN International Conference on Population and Development. The aim of family planning, and I quote, is to enable couples to decide freely and responsibly the number and spacing of their children, of course, after they are provided with the right information. At the end, I have to disagree with my grandmother that more kids will bring more love, care, and happiness. We do not need a fortune teller's expertise to foretell the future. The future is not unexpected. The present is a draft of the future. And in order to know about the future and make changes, we should analyze the present carefully and act. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And who in the audience has that excited some interest from? We have a hand at the very back. Microphone is just coming over to you.
Yes. Well, when I listened to your talk at the beginning, you seem to blame women for overpopulation. Doesn't it take two to make babies?
Yeah.
Actually, when I mentioned women, I was trying to say that women should be equal to men. I am a feminist. So I think that only by empowering women, we can make them take the decisions and have a say in the societies. Because in some countries like Lebanon, and Lebanon could be one of the countries where women are reaching equality now. There are a lot of organizations, like there's an organization called CAFA. This organization is for women, and they are achieving a lot of things, especially according to violence. So I think that, of course, it needs to have a child, but by empowering women, we are promoting equality, and we are making women have a say in how many children they want to have or not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen on the inside row, there's a mic just coming to you there.
You talk a lot about women. What about us guys?
Yeah. Well, as I said, it needs two to have babies. And I think that when I say about education and awareness doesn't have any sex. So everyone should be educated, everyone should be aware, and it doesn't matter if you are a male or a female. That's the kind of thing that I was trying to say, that women should be equal to men, so that we shouldn't think that, what about male, what about females?
One more incredibly quick question, hand at the back there, because you're near the mic. Well done.
What's your solution to underpopulation?
Yeah, I think that and these days we're not there's no common underpopulation, because there's some countries where there is underpopulation, but at the end, as a globe, we are facing overpopulation. So I think that underpopulation could have a very positive effects on the globe at total.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.